Hi everyone, so we are on day 10 of our colouring roulette challenge. Let's have a look what pencils we're going to be using today. So according to the wheel we are going to be using Castle Arts. So Castle Art pencils, I'll just remove that from the wheel and then go across to our colours. I'm going to write this down. If it's blue violet I'm going to lose the will to live. Okay, so we've got aqua, what else? Pink. Oh, I'm liking this. Aqua, pink, and don't be blue violet, don't be blue violet. Great, interesting. Right, okay. I'm excited for this one. Let me get my Castle pencils out and I'll see what colours we've got to choose from. Right, so I've had a look through the Castle Arts and I've chosen 3 shades which I think will go quite nicely together. So I did loads of swatching out of all different pinks, greens and things, and the aqua that I came out with is this one. It's called Jade Green number 106. I don't think it is a jade green, it is definitely an aquamarine, but that's the one that I thought would look quite nice. The 2 pinks I did worry about a little bit. I wasn't sure which one to choose. As you can see, I was messing about for ages and ages, not knowing which one and being very indecisive. But I came out in the end with this lighter pink, which is more of a bubblegum baby pink. Not a baby pink, like a hot pink, rather than this one which had more of a reddish tone to it. That was the Grenadine Light. I just thought that that was quite a nice colour. It's almost close to that coral colour I was talking about the other day that I really like. But if you sort of take each pink out of the equation, it looks very, very different. This one looks a lot darker than this palette. So I thought that one would look nicer. Also I did do a colour mix just to check, and I think that the pink that we're using, which is actually Bengal Rose Light number 083, which is on the bottom row here, worked better in the colour mixing. So you can see at the top, this is where we had the grenadine and the aqua layered on top of each other, and it was just a little bit muddy. And then at the bottom, the Bengal pink and the aqua have almost made a purplish blue, dare I say it, a blue violet. So I thought that might go quite nicely together. Now the greys are really disappointing in the Castle Art set actually, and I didn't really notice, you know, when I was doing my review, but when you come to choosing the colours and you realise such a limited choice is there, with the greys they were all either really dark or the light ones had a kind of a muddy brownish tone to them, like a very warm grey, and it just wasn't going right at all. I did a couple of swatches here, as you can see, and believe it or not, all of these greys here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are all different greys, but they look almost identical. They're very dark. And then the 2 lighter greys just were too brown for this. So in the end I decided to go with Cool Grey Deep, which is 066, and even though I would have liked a lighter grey to look a bit more like silver with this, I will probably be using this very sparingly and for shading and shadows only. So anyway, this is the colour palette that we are working with. Hope you like it. Now, I had trouble as well choosing which illustration to do. As you can see, we've not got too many left on the page, so we're on day 10. We've only got a few left and it was quite difficult to choose. But I decided on this butterfly because we do have some leaves and that will go quite nicely with the aqua. And I think the pink and the aqua are quite gemmy jewel tones, so it might look nice to have a bit of a jewel toned butterfly. So as always, I'm just going to get into it and see where it takes us. So let me think, what do I want to do first? I think I want to come in with some aqua just here in the top. So I'm going to do a dark to light blend on this section and just see how it looks. I'm going to bring in some white gel pen as well when we've finished, just to add a few little sparkles and embellishments and maybe really make this look like it's made from jewels. Hopefully that's the plan. So yes. Now I know that I've had a couple of questions from people on the previous video comments, and I've screenshotted those questions in order to answer them on this video, but of course I'm filming with my phone, so I'm gonna have to get my iPad out. I'm just terribly disorganised. And go on to my YouTube. Just give me a second and I will find those questions.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I got a question from Ellie Farmer. Do you have a favourite Johanna book? And also, excuse me, aside from Alan Robert, do you have a favourite artist? Okay, so favourite Johanna book. I always think the new book is my favourite. But I think I'm going to go for Enchanted Forest, just because even when Lost Ocean and Magical Jungle and Johanna's Christmas came out, I always thought of Enchanted Forest as being her best book, in my opinion. I think Ivy and the Inky Butterfly is just a work of art, but obviously you've got this whole story element, and I don't know, I think Enchanted Forest, I would say, is my favourite. What was the other question? Do you have a favourite artist? I've got a few favourite artists. So Hannah Colson is fantastic, by the way, who is Ellie's favourite. But I think Mariola Budek, she does those beautiful portraits. Who else? There's so many. Obviously Alan Robert. Jasmine Beckett Griffith is amazing. Momo Girl as well, her books. Oh, there's just too many. But yeah, Hannah Colson's pretty prolific, isn't she? Fantastic. She keeps coming out with new books sort of every 5 seconds. I do not know how she does it. So I've put some aqua there. Just thinking about where I want things to be. I think we're going to have some of that grey just in this small section here, because I don't want to overpower it with the grey. I want that to just be maybe a bit of a metallic shine. So if the aqua and the pink bits are going to be the jewels, maybe this is the metal, what do they call it? There's a name for it. The metal casing. That's not the word. You know what I mean? What do they call it? Like the setting. So maybe that's what this will be. Let's have a look if there's any more questions. If for whatever reason you had to give up all of your coloured pencil sets apart from one, which set would you keep? Very, very simple, Prismacolor. And it's purely because of the colour range. You know, they're gorgeous pencils to use because they blend themselves. But I think it is more the fact that there is so many colours and in between colours as well. I don't think you could ever kind of get bored with your colour palette. So there's a question from Lee Mitchell. What would be your 3 pencils you would choose if you were only choosing 3? So again, I'm just going to go from Prismacolor because they are the pencils that I sort of know the best, and I pretty much know all the colours off by heart. If I had to choose just 3, I think it would definitely be the Parrot Green, because that's one of my favourite colours. Okay, Parrot Green. I need to think about if I'm going to choose something that's going to help me mix colours, mix new colours, or whether I just want to choose the colours that I like the best. I think I'm just going to choose the colours I like the best. So from there, Parrot Green, True Blue, I think, and Carmine Red. So Parrot Green, True Blue, Carmine Red. I love the Parrot Green, as you know. It's very, very similar to this actually. And the Carmine Red it's a colour that I don't use that often, but I really just love how it's the perfect mixture of pink and red, and it's not too red but it's not too pink. It sort of doesn't know where it sits, and it's again a kind of deeper version of that coral colour that I love. And the True Blue is I think it's just a really, really bright, saturated beach on a beautiful sunny day, ocean blue. So yeah, that's why I'd choose it. I think they go really well together actually. So yes, those will be my 3 colours. So these questions that I'm answering in today's video, I'd love to hear your answers as well. So what would be your 3 colours that you would choose? Which pencil set would you stick to if you could only choose one? And the first question, which was, who is your favourite artist? So yeah, let me know in the comments. So I'm just coming in with this, what was it called? Bengal Rose Light. And just filling in some of the different areas in the butterfly. Hopefully it's going to turn out nice. I love this aqua and the pink together. It's a really pretty combination. I'm just trying to deepen up the pink at the top a little bit so we've got full saturation of colour. These pencils do feel quite waxy, so you end up maximising your layers quite quickly, maxing out your layers rather. Right, so I think I'll also do the outlines, the out sections of these bottom wings pink as well. Because I'm thinking if we're going to be putting the green on the leaves, I want to sort of keep it separate. So I've seen a few of you tagging me and sending me messages of your colouring roulette challenges that you're doing at the moment, and they're all absolutely fantastic. It's really great to see you all joining in and having fun with it. Yeah, I'm really pleased that everyone is enjoying the series. Hopefully I can do something like this again in the future. I've had a few suggestions about what to do, so for example just using watercolour pencils, using different kind of mixed media. I think I've spoken about this on previous video, so it would be nice to see what else I can pull out of the bag with this roulette challenge as well. There we go, that's quite nice. I think I'm going to put this green in this teardrop. Just thinking about how I want to do it. I think I'll just have it like that, and then I can put some white gel pen in there, make it look a bit shiny. Might even come in with a little bit of that grey just on the inner edge and sort of try and elevate it up from the page, make it look like it's 3D, but one step at a time. I'm going to do the same here as well. And then I'll put a little bit of this grey here. Okay, so let's give that a go, the whole grey thing. I'm going to put a little bit of shadow just here. I don't know whether it will make much difference to it. It is quite subtle. I'm just trying to make it seem as though it's popping out. It's a gemstone that's affixed to this and it's 3D. Let's give it a go on this side as well. Yeah, I think that looks better. Might try it on the other areas of the green as well. Sorry about my creaky chair, by the way. Let's just put some down here. See if that does anything. I think it's just deepened up the gradient on that one, hasn't it? I want to just try and come back in with the aqua. I don't want it to completely take over the colour of this pencil. Yeah, you can't do too many layers. As for the centre of the butterfly, let's try and make that purple that I was talking about earlier. So I don't think it really matters how we layer them, but I'm going to put the pink down first, I think, and go there, see what that does. So I'm keeping it quite light. As I say, we need to put a few layers on this one in order to mix it, so I don't want to burnish it completely. So straight over with the aqua as well. I'm just going to keep going backwards and forwards with the pink and the aqua until we've got a purplish colour, which is actually coming on quite nicely already. Yeah, layers are starting to max out now, so I think that's going to have to do, because otherwise we're going to start breaking the paper. We don't want to do that. So we've got a bit of a purplish colour on there anyway. Let's make these little tiny things pink because they're so inconsequential. There's no point trying to mess about with them. Okay, so let's do the green leaves and see where we end up. I'm just going to do really, really simple, quick filling in of these leaves. On the larger ones, I'll just try and do a little bit of a dark to light, but it's not a great deal we can do. Any little bits and bobs I'm just going to colour in pink so that we're keeping it all tied in together. These little dots and flourishes. Now then, I don't know whether to just try and add a little bit of grey to these leaves just to make them slightly more dynamic. Whether that'll make any difference, I don't know. It's always trial and error with this. Mostly error. Okay, so yeah, I think it was worth doing. Just a slight touch of it to give a shadow to the leaves. Right, so let's get that white gel pen out and see what we can do. So I'm going to try and add in a little bit of a shine on these gems. As I say, it's not really easy because it's so small. But, you know, we'll give it a go anyway. That's not the right place. Let's pop it there and then here. Not doing very well with this. Okay, there we go. That'll do. A little bit of a shine down the butterfly's body. And maybe a few little dots and sparkles here and there. White gel pen dots and flourishes are really good because they can hide any mistakes that you think you've made, or you know, any pits in the paper and things like that. Just put a load of these in, hide it. Always try and change the size of your white gel pen dots as well, so don't keep them all the same thickness, because otherwise it can end up looking like snow. Let's put a few on here. I think that's about the best we're going to get out of this one, guys. To be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought it might look a bit better than it does, but you know what? It's cute, it's sweet, it's quite delicate, and we've had fun doing it. So I guess all that's left to say is that I will see you on day 11, and we are fast coming up on the end of this challenge now. So we don't have too many different kinds of pencils to use, so it's going to be interesting, because I think the pencils that are left on the wheel are some that I don't have an awful lot of experience with, really. So I'm just as excited to see what's going to come as you guys hopefully are. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.